Happy Saturday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We've got RugerRidge here, Terry, and we have Miss Amber from Amber's Paraworld. I know everybody knows Ruger. If you're in my chat, y'all know who Mr. RugerRidge is. I know you do. And Miss Amber, same thing. Amber's been on my show before quite a few times.
Yeah.
She's one of my bestest buddies in the world. I love this girl. And we tonight are gonna well, not we, more Amber than me. We're gonna try and see if we can kind of figure out this mystery about RugerRidge's property. And he has these entities that we're not sure what the heck they are. And we're hoping Miss Amber can help us out. So, Ruger, do you want to tell a little bit about what's going on or about, yeah.
How far you want to go back?
I don't know. Amber, what do you think?
Earlier today, this was like a little afternoon. I was on my way to the grocery store, had to get some milk for our baby goats, and I was trying to kind of like pick up on some stuff there. And like I said, and I told you this in the chat the other day, like I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But to me, it feels like some stuff has been there. But I saw two shadow men. Okay, these shadow men, I think, would go in and out of the house, and you might see them, but they have weird fingers. They're not like regular dead people. But then there's also this thing that I picked up on that kind of looks like a hyena, and it like lurks around in the like in woods or in brushy area. It's definitely some type of cryptid, and that's what I've picked up on. And I think that would make you think that, like, I think this thing in the woods is like, it makes you think it's something else so that you.
Yep.
But there's also something like where they're drawn to you, like they know that you can sense them, so they're trying to scare you as well.
Mm.
Did you say they want me to think they're an elf?
No, they want you to think there's. Well, sorry, my internet's horrible.
That's all right.
They want you to think it's something else. Like, okay. They might mimic other things so that you're thinking it's something else, and
right.
You know, you're not really trying to go after what it really is.
Right. Right.
So you think that this cryptid is, something like a Sasquatch, or you think like a dog man? You're saying like a hyena looking thing?
To me, I think it could be. It looks like a hyena, but it's all black, like a black wolf, but like weird shaped.
Do you think it's an ET? Could it be an ET?
I don't know, because there's so many types of cryptids. You know, we always want to jump to Bigfoot, Dogman, which is what we hear the most. But there's so many other things that I'm not sure what they are. I think it's kind of working with these two shadow men, but they have, like I said, they have weird fingers. They're not human. They were never human. Whatever these things are.
Okay.
Do you see shadows like darting at night? Have you paid it?
I have. Yeah. I have. But
have you seen it go in your house?
They're low.
We have
a black cat that we see every once in a while.
Okay.
Of course, we've had a couple black cats that have passed away,
but
we had one black cat that was huge, like 28 pound, an outdoor cat named Hogue. And after he passed away, we would see shadows along the baseboards down the hall just every once in a while. I started to bed one night and reached down to pet what I thought was our cat Grady and said goodnight, Grady, and there was nothing there at all.
Yeah, cats are a whole different species. Yeah, they'll come back. We have a cat that passed away like a year and a half ago, and me and my daughter see him all the time. Like,
the only shadow or apparition that I've seen here, we hadn't been living here very long, and a nurse walked through our bedroom. and I think it was residual because she didn't care that we was there at all. She just walked through the bed, come in the bedroom, circled the dresser right into the master bath. She was, she was doing her deal. She was on a mission,
Right.
And I've seen her twice, but I haven't seen her in 10 years. But now we really don't have a lot of activity in the house. Outside's a different matter.
Yeah. Right.
Outside's a different matter.
Yeah. I think what is so unbelievable for me, being a viewer of your channel, RugerRidge, Mr. Terry. I'm sorry, I have to call you Terry. I can't call you RugerRidge anymore now. Yeah, because we talked.
I answered all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, the thing I that is very that I've never seen anywhere is these entities or beings or whatever they are, spirit, whatever, they have full blown conversations with each other about you.
Right.
And that is, I have chills. Like,
right.
For that to me, that seems very, I don't know. It's like they're plotting or something. It's like
absolutely they are.
They
absolutely.
they're talking to each other about you. Like,
right.
I've never seen or heard anything like that. Amber, have you ever experienced anything like that? Probably.
Yes. Like, because just a little while ago, after I sent you that message and said I'll probably be on right at 8, I ran to the restroom and I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, that, like, I don't ever like to give anybody bad news. You know what I mean? But it's like those two human figure looking things. It's like one is a minion to the other one, but like the main one, I feel like he wants you. Like he wants you. Like, and I'm like, do I say that to him or do I wait and see what's going on?
But
I feel like that's what he wants. He wants you somehow. Right. Like, I don't know if he's like trying to like I wouldn't say it's like full on like demonic possession type stuff. Like it's not that. It's something different. It's different, but it's like he's after you, the main one, and the other one's like his minion.
Right.
And they're probably working with that black thing that's out there. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of all working together.
Yeah, I think they're all related. Sure do.
Oh yeah. Or they created that thing to kind of get you out of the house and get you alone. Yeah. They can do that too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
They could create something that's mimicking a Sasquatch, and you're like, hey, I want to go get a picture of this. Then you get out in the woods and they might jump you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they definitely say things to him. I mean, specific things that I've seen in your videos, like, they'll tell, say, Terry, turn around. They're behind you. Terry, go to the right because they're over. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like they're trying to direct him to certain places.
And a lot of times I'll turn around. I mean, I don't hear them at that point, but I'll turn around. I'll get that feeling, Amber, I'll get that feeling and I'll turn around knowing that there's something there. But of course I don't see nothing. Would you go as far? Now, anybody who watches the channel, and I see a lot of names in chat. And, howdy, guys. Appreciate y'all being here.
Yes.
Everybody knows what I think they are. What would you call them, Amber? What would you classify these as?
So they're definitely negative. Very negative. I would say almost on a demonic level, but every demon I've met is all different. Okay. They're not, I can never say like they two act exactly alike. Cause one in particular, I thought was a human until, even though he was shapeshifted into a snake, I'm like, oh, he's just a human. He just figured out how to do it. They can trick us. But I would say they're more on that level. And I would be, sometimes I can't pick up on portals unless I'm actually at the location, but I feel like there's probably some type of that going on in the woods, like some type of something where they're getting a lot of energy from and they're like going in and out of.
Right. I can see that. Yeah, I've when this all started, the EVP deals, when I started, we'll get back and I'll give a little history for those who don't know. In 2018, before deer season, I was out scouting the woods and I was oblivious to any of this. I was just a good old boy in the country hunting, doing my thing. And I walked up and I found a log, and we had about half-inch snow on or whatever. And on this log was the impression of two butt cheeks that had melted the snow on this log. And in the leaves and in the snow, you could see where somebody's feet had shuffled the leaves. And of course, it's in the middle of the winter, so there's no leaves on. So I'm immediately mad, all over mad, Well, who's watching the backside of the house, And then I get thinking, it's 20 degrees out here. There's nobody's going to be sitting on a log watching the backside of the house in a half-inch of snow. And here on this log was a rock. And I picked up this rock, and there was crushed acorns under it. So I'm like, who would sit in the woods in this weather, watch my place for whatever reason, and crush acorns? Well, one thing led to another, and I got researching, and I started finding X's and tree bows and all this Bigfoot stuff, So I had that in my head that I may have something going on here, So go ahead a whole year. That was in 18 before deer season, right before 2019, November 14th, the day before deer season. I had put a trail cam in a pile of rocks trying to catch whatever I thought this was, lurking around the woods down there. Well, day before deer season, got this camera out. I head off down over the hill to get this camera, and I just entered the woods, and the road splits right there, and one goes to the left, one goes to the right. The one goes to the right goes to the cabin, the hunting cabin. That's in all the videos. And I just get in the woods, and I jumped like 8 deer, and they run off down into the bottom, and I knew, well, they're going to the bottom, they'll turn, and I'll see them when they come out by the cabin. So I just trotted down next to these 2 big white oaks, and I was waiting for them to come out in the bottom. I know they was down there. That was where they was going. I know these woods like the back of my hand. And something made me look, and I just looked over up on the ridge, and this Bigfoot comes right up across the ridge road and just walks right across the road behind a cedar tree and was gone. And it lasted about that long. I seen it from the back. I got one arm swing, no neck, head setting right down on the shoulders. And that's how that got started. From that point on, I was totally Bigfoot hunting. To the rest of the story for that day, I went on down the hill, got my camera, hurried back to the house because I'm convinced they had been hunting them deer, and I've got them on camera. Well, I get home and I put the SD card in the computer, and that camera had been out, I don't know, 3-4 days a week, whatever. And when I pulled it up, about 10 minutes after I set the camera up, an oak leaf got right in front of the lens beside them rocks, and I had 4 or 5 days of that oak leaf. So it was placed in this pile of rocks right after I set the camera up, and I didn't get nothing but an oak leaf.
Okay, but how long ago was this?
How long? That was in 2019. That I seen Bigfoot. Yeah, that I seen it walk across the road. Okay, so for the last couple, 2-3 years, whatever, I've been Bigfoot hunting. Well, walking through the woods, filming, I found structures, I found prints, I've seen trees been over, I've got the whole gamut of stuff. And while filming, I would pick up these EVPs every once in a while. And I didn't think nothing about it. Sometimes I'd put it in a video, this, a gal says, hey, or whatever. But the one that really started it was I was looking for a place to put out 2 brushes, a mirror, and a little baby doll. And I was up on the ridge, and I thought, well, I'll put it next to a stump that we can find. And I'm filming, and I zoom in on this stump, and I say, we're not going to do that stump because it's too hard to get through the briars and everything. And a woman's voice says, stump. And I put that in the video. Well, after the video aired, Ghost Magnet 81 gets a hold of me and says, hey, there's a voice there that says, a male voice that says, they bring me things. So I went back and found it. And from that point on, I've just got EVPs everywhere. So in question, it takes 3 days for me to make a video, sometimes 4. First day I'm in the woods. Second day I go through and I log all the EVPs. And the third day I edit and get it out. Well, I'd film, I'd come to the house, I'd listen to these EVPs, and they're talking about me. And they're hollering at me. And it's Terry, turn around, and Terry, they're to your right. And Terry, don't step there. Terry, look down. And it's just constant. So now I'm in a situation to where I film Monday, I do the EVPs Tuesday, it goes out Wednesday, Thursday I'm back out in the woods, and I'm saying, hey, you guys said for me to do this, this, and this, and then they answer me. And it is a running conversation back and forth. Well, over this last year especially, this has turned into, I got me a list. What are you guys? Because I knew immediately, I had my suspicions what I was dealing with. These weren't not your run-of-the-mill human spirits just out in the woods taking a stroll. I knew there was something more malevolent about this. There was something more demonic, evil about this whole deal. So I started a list, and basically a make-believe list of all these things that are supposed to be out there that I've never seen, and I'll believe them when I see them. But are you little people? No, Terry, we don't think we are. Are you Bigfoot? No, we're not. And are you fairies? No. And I made this big long list, and I would drill them every time. Is this what you are? No. And their answers started changing. And they never would tell me what they were. So once they wouldn't tell me what they were or what they wanted or why they were here, then that threw up a red flag to me that this is no good. This is basically the work of the devil. This is some evil stuff. And where it really hit home what I was dealing with is when they come out, and this is something that has never been in a video, but they said, I've never told this at all. Nobody knows this until right now.
Oh,
they
exclusive.
said, an exclusive, live.
Yeah.
They said, Terry, if you don't quit smoking, you're going to die just like your dad did. And when they said that, my ears went up. It wasn't a week later. I'm down there going through the list again, really drilling them, and the more I would drill them, the madder they got, and the madder they get, the more they talk. And the more they talked, the more information I got out of them. And they're really giving me a hard time. Language I would not use in front of my mother. Now, anyway, I have used some language from. Anyway, they started using language and calling me all sorts of stuff and really getting on a roll, making fun of me. And right in the middle of this, they say, Terry, why don't you go cry with somebody? Do you need somebody to cry with? Terry, why don't you go cry with Jenny? And they said her complete name. And it was a girl I went to school with from 2nd grade all the way to graduation, a girlfriend, if you want to call her that passed away in 2008. So they started telling me things about myself that nobody in this world knows. So that right there told me that these are no good.
Right.
Let's back up to when I was in 2nd grade, and I'll make this part of it short. When I was in 2nd grade, we moved into this big 2-story house in Peoria, Illinois, where we lived. And it was the first time we all had our own bedroom, and I had this bedroom. At the end of this long, narrow bedroom was a closet that connected to my mom and dad's bedroom. And I didn't have nothing on my side of the closet, but on mom and dad's side, they had a blanket hung up. I'm laying in bed one night, and this shadow figure just comes, whoop, just like that, right out in this closet door. And he starts really hooking it down this hallway, running right at me. And he had something sharp or something shiny in his hand. My first thought was it was a knife. And this guy, what was that? I'm getting feedback. Are you hearing that, Marty?
No. Feedback? You're hearing feedback?
No, I'm hearing static or something. Can you hear that, Amber?
I heard what sounded like pots and pans, but I have
Yeah.
mine on mute, so it shouldn't be me.
Okay. Anyway, this guy's running down my bedroom, just really hooking it and not going anywhere. He is running wide open and not gaining ground. And right before he gets to my bed, I put a move on him and I'm in bed with mom and dad. Well, this got to be a regular occurrence, like every night. Then this full body apparition shows up. And he would come out of mom and dad's bedroom, walk through the living room. We'd all be sitting in the living room watching TV. And I would freak because I'm 8 years old. I'm in second grade. Second grade the first time. But anyway, they'd come through and I just lose it, And I was the only one that could see him. It got to the point where this guy was following me to school. I'd come out the front door of the house. He'd be across the street waiting for me. I'd go up one side of the street. He'd go up the other. And when I got to the school, I'd have to hook it across an intersection and I was homebound. Once I made it to school, I was good. Well, I'm sitting in class one day in this school. That room
Not to interrupt, but a man just said, "Hey," while you were talking.
I heard something. I was sitting in class and this guy walks down the hallway or down the alleyway and looks in the window at me. So I had paranormal stuff going on when I was in second grade. Okay, back to the original story of these EVPs. They tell me about this girl, Jenny, told me I need to go to cry to her. And I don't know what all sorts of personal stuff. And when I start out of the woods that day, right at the top of the hill, this voice says, I'll get you, Terry, or something along that. But he uses my full name, first and last and middle. And he said, I'll see you soon enough. And that voice was the same voice I heard in second grade in Peoria.
Wow.
So, I mean, it came around the personal stuff that I have heard that nobody knows. Thoughts I've had myself that I've not told, not even my wife, has showed up in the woods. That stuff is not in videos, isn't out there anywhere. And that told me immediately that this is demonic. This is some bad juju here.
What are your thoughts,
Okay.
Amber?
So, first of all, I would recommend like cleansing yourself, like salt, doing all that. Do the white light meditation, protect yourself anytime you go out that door or go onto your property. I mean, you may have to do it 3 times a day. Don't slack. I slacken it sometimes when I go places and then I end up bringing crap home. And then I have to holler at Marty or somebody to help me.
Right.
But I've been sitting here like writing stuff down while you were talking. There's a older lady and she's related to you and she's there trying to help keep you away from this stuff. This lady's got gray hair. She's older. She puts me in mind of a grandmother figure. And then there's also a man that I think would have been bald with a little bit of hair. He may have had like a receding hairline.
Yep.
And he's with her too. And they're related to you and they're trying to help you a little, like kind of. So you may pick up their voices too. Maybe trying to get you out of danger.
How would I distinguish their voices from the other voices?
You're going to have to go with how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think one of them had breathing problems too, because that's like I'm feeling like a lot of tightness in my chest. And I'm also picking up like, do you know if have you done any research? Like, do you have like the information on the property from like the time it was the first? Because I'm picking up on a cemetery, like some people buried in a spot. Which cemeteries aren't all bad, but
right.
And then is there water on the property or a place where like if it rains a lot, water pulls up or a pond?
Yeah.
Okay, so
we've got 2 ponds and a spring in the general vicinity. Yeah.
Oh,
you froze up, Amber.
Yeah. She'll come back.
Yeah.
Her internet's. She'll be back. Yeah, this is I just keep getting chills. I just
Am I
keep getting
back?
chills. Yes, you're back. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Marty knows the deal
Hang
with
in,
my internet. It sucks. So
hang in there, Marty. You'll get through this. Really.
this one doesn't look like a
I'm
the
just
one I'm
like, oh
seeing.
gosh.
Me and
The one
Amber's
I'm
got
seeing
this.
doesn't
You'll
look
be okay.
big. This one looks like a smaller type of pool of water and some weeds around it. And to
Right.
me, it almost looks circular. It's not like a weird shape. Okay, it's just a
Right.
smaller one. But they're used. I think there's some type of portal. Like they're getting that energy from that water there. Something is with that water.
Okay.
So let me see. What else did I
Amber,
write down?
can you see that lady? That lady you was talking about, the grandmother figure. Can you see what she looked like, her build?
I would say she's medium build, but just a little thicker. Not like huge, not super skinny. I
Okay.
think she wore glasses and maybe a little wavy, maybe a little curl in her hair, or she would like to fix her hair.
Okay.
And I think she showed me like one of the grandma outfits. Okay, like like what you would think of like a grandma from would wear back in the 80s or 70s. You know,
Right.
just like the
Right.
outfit. But she is definitely related to you, and she's trying to help you. So,
Okay.
and then the man is too. But there's definitely one of them had a lot of like breathing troubles, like shortness of breath. But I'm also seeing. Do you know if there's a fire on the property?
A fire?
Ever? A
Yeah.
fire? Because I'm seeing fire and a really pretty younger woman with long brown hair. But it's not like she was on fire. I'm just seeing fire beside her. Like it's not. I don't know how this is. What this means.
Okay.
I don't think she was in, like, burned. I don't think
Right.
so. But I'm seeing like fire, and then she's in front of it.
Okay.
But she's got long brown hair, and she's younger. Late 20s to 30s, somewhere through there. Maybe in her 30s. I don't know. She's not very old, and I don't know what her deal is.
Is any of
But
this ringing your,
There is an
Terry?
old house. There's an old house place up on the ridge, and the house was gone when we moved here. But the story with that was that there was an older couple, or there was an old man or old woman living there. I don't know how old they were, and the wife died for whatever reason. The old man lost it, and then the house ended up burning. Now, I've filmed all around that house place, and that house place does not look like it's been burned. There's not any remnants of any, burnt wood, metal, roofing, none of that. But the old house place is there. And this house was old enough that it had a hand laid rock foundation, like a lot of the houses in this part of the country did. But yeah, that house was had supposedly burned. I don't know either one of the people that lived there. And this younger gal with long brown hair, I don't know who that would be. Unless
because I see her beside the fire, like beside fire. So I don't know if she was like, she's up on like where that area is, and she's just like a spirit that's connected to it somehow.
Right.
She could have been a family member, their daughter. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
I can't make that connection.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I think I went through my list. I was like, water portal, fire, lady, old lady, man with bald hair, cemetery. I'm like just writing this stuff down. I think that your Sasquatch activity will be better for you once these things are gone. Okay, these dark things.
Okay, you don't think they're related?
No, they would. I don't think they would work with him. I don't think so.
You don't. So you don't. So do you believe that these entities could have shown me this Sasquatch, projected an image just to draw me in further?
That's why I asked you earlier how long ago that was.
That was in I seen it in 2019.
Yeah. I would I think that what they're doing now, they could be making noises and you could go into the woods now, like mimicking things.
Right, right.
But the two human looking things, they've been in your house. Like I think like I can see them like taking their hands down your walls or going into your bedroom. You know, like they're lurking around. Definitely try your best to protect the property. I'll send you some information on this, like what to do. It'll seem like a lot, but it's really not. It won't take you a couple hours to get it done. Um, and then I'm not sure what to do about the pond, the portal thing.
There's a
That
well.
I'll have to look into that.
There's a well up there at that old house place too. An open old style well that's been covered up with a piece of barn tin so people don't walk off in it. But there's actually two wells up there. The old original hand dug well, which I've never uncovered. And then there's actually a well casing up there like you would put a modern well in at that house place. So there's another connection with the house place too, a water connection with the house place too.
A circular water
Mm-hmm.
connection.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But our pond is my pond is pretty much perfectly round too with weasel. Hang in there, Marty. You'll be okay.
I have chills from here to my toes.
Now, did you have the darker experiences before you started seeing the Sasquatch and all that, or was it?
No, the stuff I seen as a kid and the things that I have had happen in my life up until we moved here. Yeah, I did some ghost hunting back in the 90s, and it's always been a part of my life, but I just turned that stuff off,
Well, I mean, like when you said you saw the Sasquatch in the woods, had you already experienced the dark stuff on the property yet?
No.
Okay. They were
the nurse coming through the bedroom happened right after we moved here, but no, I was happy in my little patch of woods hunting and having a good time.
Because these things are old. They've been there for a while. Okay, they've been there.
Right.
I think they were just kind of waiting for you to find something to go explore before they kind of pounce on you. You know what I mean?
Okay. So were they here before I got here, or
have
they been
I think
here
so.
waiting on me?
I think so, and I think they probably had something to do with that other house too. Like they were up there too, the one that burnt down, or that's not there anymore.
Do you feel any sense of somebody conjuring something on this property? You want me to tell you why?
I don't feel that it was brought on by someone in particular.
Okay.
But it could have been because they came from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like
right.
These things come from somewhere. So it could have been.
I have a bone pile that while searching Sasquatch, I found a bone pile. And these bones are so old that the grass had growed over them. And whenever I picked up a rib cage, I pulled grass, roots, and all. This bone pile has got to be minimum 10, 15 years old, if not older. Now, bones don't hang around in the woods. Stuff eats bones. Well, I got a bone pile that nothing will touch. And these are big bones. They've got to be either horse or cattle.
Okay, they're not human, right?
They're too big for human.
Okay.
I believe they're too big for human. But there are no feet, no hooves, and there are no heads. We've got pelvis, we got ribs, we got legs, we got femurs, we've got the whole 9 yards. But we ain't got no heads and we ain't got no feet.
And it's several animals.
Yeah, several of the same kind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're big. I've got a disc out of the back, and it's that big around. So we're talking cattle, horse,
right?
Something
huge.
Big.
Yeah.
Are you in Florida too?
No, I'm in Missouri.
Oh, okay. Well, you're too far for me to run out there one weekend, or
yeah.
I would love to go see this in person.
I'm in Missouri.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty far from me.
And you're in Florida too?
I'm in West Virginia, so
West
all the way
Virginia.
on the east.
An Appalachian lady.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a hike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And before anybody starts speculating, I don't think these are Sasquatch bones either. I don't think they're that big. They're big, but
Okay.
they're not what we would picture as,
Mhm.
a patty type all stretched out. Big.
So definitely you'll have to stand up to these things. Stand up to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Protect your house first and yourself. That way they can't go
Right.
back in. And
Right.
it may take a couple of tries. You may have to do like a full on exorcism on them, to get rid of them. I will send you information though on some stuff you can do.
Okay.
I'm not the best exorcist, but I've done it a few times.
I've already saged and cleared the house 2 or 3 times. And you mentioned salt.
I just had an orb go.
All of that stuff.
Across
I just had an orb went right across right in front of my laptop.
Oh.
Into my wall.
A friend of mine in chat told me to spritz salt water on me before I go to the woods, and that would protect me and would also keep them, basically, I forget how she worded it, but keep them at bay. So what I do, I mixed me up a bottle of salt water, and they don't like salt water.
I saw those videos.
They don't like salt water.
Yeah. They're literally having a conversation. He has it sitting next to him, like sitting, and in the bottle. And they're literally like, Terry, what is that? What's in there, Terry?
Yeah.
Don't squirt
he's
it.
got salt water.
Yeah. It's salt water.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt us. It's going to burn us. It's going to put us on fire. Like,
I took a cinnamon stick out of my pocket. I took a cinnamon stick
crazy.
out of my pocket and laid it on the porch, and I said, you guys know what that is? That's cinnamon. And I said, yep. And this is, and I shook it up, and one of them said, oh shit, he's got salt water. Terry, don't spray that. And they just went nuts. Now, on talking about that, they're putting this on, aren't they? They're making a show with all this carrying on for my benefit because they can hear me. They really aren't that scared of salt water and all that, are they?
They might be. I know that they could be. I know that when I had a demonic thing out here, it wouldn't come in my house. It couldn't come in my house because I had, what I do is I take salt water, and put it in a bowl, and I will play like binaural beats that like the frequency for removing demonic energies, and it works, and play it and kind of bless your house. And I will, sprinkle the salt water on the windows, the door frames, both sides of it, every single window in the house, top to bottom, and then make a salt line around the whole house. And they won't get in that way. So they might be trying to make you like not want to go forward with it, maybe tell you that it's not going to bother them, or to me, I keep feeling like it's like some type of mimic, and I don't even know if that's a thing, but like it's like they're mimicking things.
Right. So they're putting forth what they're not. This is something else that is trying to perceive it as something else. Is that what you're saying? They're mimicking something other than what they are.
Right. Like I think they could mimic like your voice or other people who know's voice.
Okay. Yeah.
They're going to mimic like they could, just for instance, maybe make it sound like a kitten's out in the woods and you run out there to it, then they're going to try to get to you.
Right. I've heard little.
They're
kids.
mimicking sounds. Yeah,
right.
They're mimicking those. So most likely it's definitely something demonic. But like I said, there's so many different types of demonic things.
What do you think their end game is? Do you have picking up on?
They want him. They want him. So
to harm him or to possess?
Yeah, they want
like possession
him. I don't know that they're all the same, but typically they want you to they want to torture you enough until you end your life. That's what their game is. That's what they want. And then
Yeah.
I've only ever met one person that had ended their life from a demonic thing. And he was like
Mhm.
a demon, but he was like a human demon. So it was different than something that's already a demon, in my
Right.
opinion, because I could have a conversation with him. And he was like, hey, but I'm still demonic now. But he was very well
Right.
aware of what happened to him leading up to it. A
Right.
actual demon's not going to talk to you like that. Like, they don't want to talk to me.
And that and
Right.
was that the demon that you encountered at Bobby Mackey's?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because he
Well,
came to me before I even went there.
well, they're trying. I have a very strong faith in the Lord, and they're trying to destroy my faith in the Lord. Is what they're trying to
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
You know what you could do, and this, some people may not agree, but set your recorder, whatever you're recording with, where you're getting their voices, video camera, whatever you're using, your phone, and set it down out there, and just recite the Lord's Prayer a few times and see what you hear. Because
Oh, I've done that.
that did they respond
Oh yeah.
negatively?
Oh
Okay.
no, he's praying. He's praying again. Terry, don't do
Yeah.
that. Terry, what are you doing? Oh no, he's praying. He's saying the Lord's Prayer. Oh yeah.
So once you get this stuff done with your house, and like I said, I'll send you some instructions on it. Make sure you protect yourself.
Oh yeah.
Put that white light up. What you need to do, but you could go out in your woods and like play the exorcism sounds, and there's even like Latin exorcism prayers on YouTube. You can find anything on there, that you can play out loud and kind of walk around with
Right.
your salt water. Put a fanny pack on, fill it up with salt. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
get your
Right.
spray bottle, and just walk through the woods, walk the perimeter of the property, through the middle and then out through the perimeter
Yeah, I
until you
haven't.
get to the pond, and you can try to close it off. Sometimes we can do that ourselves. Sometimes it takes a little more work. You can try it. It's not going to hurt to try. Um,
Right.
you
Right.
you just kind of
Yeah.
do your prayer, do your cleansing, and just state it. You have to be confident in what you're saying. Say, I close this portal. Nothing is allowed to come back through it. Anything that's here needs to exit back into it, because sometimes if we close them off before we take care of the entities, then we're still stuck dealing with those, which
Right.
I've done before too. And I'm like, crap, I should have made him go back
You
through
locked
first.
you locked them out.
Right. And then I had to deal with him again.
Right.
But there's a lot we can do ourselves. I mean, yeah, if priests will come out and do that, some of them, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just it, their chances are about as good as anybody else's of
Mhm.
making something happen.
Right. Exactly. Well,
So
you
we
you
kind of
think
lose
this
faith in how powerful we really are, what you can really accomplish, and you can
absolutely.
do it.
And you think this is pretty much coming from the old house place and the pond.
I think they started there.
Okay.
That's where, and they're just kind of lurking. They wanted to, like, once you saw the Sasquatch, they're like, okay, this is going to draw them in. We're going to make these knocks. We're going to do some stuff and make him come out here. It could be something as that they get you out there, and your chest starts hurting, and you could have a heart attack. I mean, they could hurt you. So you definitely need to be careful, when you do this. Let somebody know what you're doing, your wife or
Right.
whoever.
Right.
Say, if I'm not back in 30 minutes, come out and look for me.
Right.
Or even take somebody with you, but they would have to be protected too.
When anybody else comes out in the woods with me, nothing happens.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. They'll kind of hide out and not want to show themselves.
Yeah.
Make it look like you're crazy. That's what they want to do.
Right.
Like,
Right.
we're not
Right.
here.
Oh, I don't think that there's any doubt, in my mind, especially, that you have abilities, Terry.
Oh
And,
yeah.
it's, this is, I mean, like Amber's saying, if it started at that house or the well or whatever, where, like, that's kind of how it started. I don't know. I mean, like, you got to be super careful. Like, you've got
Right.
to protect yourself for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, if you've got abilities, you're like a beacon, and it's like, hey guys, I'm over here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you've got some
Yeah.
strong abilities.
I'm on
Yeah.
top of this, girls. I'm on top of this. A lot of this I've already done.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want you to email me whatever else
Yeah, I definitely will.
suggestions you got. Yeah.
Strangeland
What?
asked a question, and that's kind of a That's a big one. So for Strangeland, everybody like anybody that like kind of can see stuff like that. It's different for everybody. For me, it's like I just see like a movie playing. I get images. I can see the pond. I see
Oh,
We can see she's froze up.
yeah. She'll be back. She'll be right back.
That was convenient, wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
Freeze
Well,
up
I
when you're
mean,
explaining something.
yeah.
I've
But
already done.
the people that she said that she sees around you that are connected to you, do you know who those people are that she mentioned?
It could be
okay,
2 or
I'm
3 different
back.
people. There you
Sorry
are.
about that.
Back.
Okay, but what I was saying is I see it kind of like a movie. You know, I just see these images and I can see them um trying to lure him out. Um and I don't know, it's just like I know stuff and I don't know how sometimes. But it's I see them luring him out and making
Yeah.
noises and going into his house and going in and out. It's different for everybody how they see things, but that's just kind of how I see it. It's just like a
Right.
movie playing
Right. I want to
and
say
connecting with
one
their
thing.
energy.
I want to say one thing about this. A lot of people say, "Well, this is just in my head," or "I'm just
It's
making
not.
this up." Well, other people are hearing these in the video.
I'm
So
hearing some of them.
if I'm projecting this and it's on my camcorder and I go through all the rigmarole of downloading it and people all over the world are hearing it, if I'm
Yeah.
projecting this, I need to be making money off of it.
Right.
You know, we're
Exactly.
recording what's out there.
Yeah.
And something else that's weird about this at first I didn't hear any of this, but I didn't hear it at all with my ear, but now I can. There's sometimes I'll actually hear just like somebody talking to me. One of the main things that I think makes it hard to hear on the video is they seem to melt into the atmosphere. Like they will use the regular noise of the woods to say things. Like I've heard voices come through the exhaust fan in the bathroom. That constant noise. It's like they're riding a sound wave
I hear
that
that
I
stuff
pick up.
too. And
See what I'm saying?
yes,
And
I've done that too. I could hear it like in a car could go by and I hear, I'm coming for you. I can hear
yeah,
the wind talk. I can hear the water talk. Like yeah, there's a lot of
any
different things like
it's
that that
like
can
they're
happen.
riding the sound waves. So people say all the time, I can't hear nothing. What are you hearing? Well, sorry, it's there.
Hmm.
Adjust your audio. I even did a video on how to adjust your audio to help you hear this.
There
Hmm.
was the one video where it was like a bee or a bug or something.
A bug
And it
voice.
was,
It's
yes,
a full sentence.
it's a full sentence.
Yeah. It sounds like a bumblebee flying by.
Like uh-huh.
But when
Yeah.
you actually listen to it, this is actually saying a complete sentence.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
last one I just put up, it's called "They've Been Here," whatever. There is a full blown EVP that is just as clear as day that says they've been here, they know you, and
Hmm.
it's just clear as day.
So they're also going
But
to try to say things to scare you too. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
you don't believe everything they say,
No, I don't
but I
believe
will
nothing they
venture to say that I do think you have mediumship abilities, and when you're connecting with these things, it's kind of bringing more of that out, which is why you're able to hear them
right,
better now.
right,
So I think it's probably something you've had since you had experiences when you were a child. You
right,
probably had these little experiences, and that's probably why you went on paranormal stuff, because you've had this connection with them. So it's
right,
kind of opening that up. They're drawn to you right now. You're that light in the dark. Um, and the negative things don't like when you're a light, when you're this beacon.
Hmm.
They don't like for us to connect with and help things and help people, or you know what I mean. They don't
right.
like
I
that.
do. I do.
Um, but I definitely think that you definitely have mediumship abilities. Just always make sure you protect yourself, even if you're just traveling, going anywhere. Do it until you're so used to doing it that you can just like put your light up and your shields up like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Whenever I'd another thing that clued. I mean, it was obvious when I'd go through this list asking them what they are. I always made a point of saying, or are you guys ghosts? Are you Bigfoot? Are you this? Are you that? Or are you just your run of the mill demons? You know, are you just your everyday run of the mill old evil demons? And they got torqued. What do you mean run of the mill? You know, they didn't care if I asked them if they was elves or anything else. But whenever I just kind of, oh, so you guys are just your run of the mill, whatever demons. Oh, they didn't like that at all. You know, like I was taking from something from them. What do you mean run of the mill?
You were being dismissive.
You know? Absolutely. Yeah, I don't believe nothing that they say because I know what the end game is. I can feel what the end game is. You know,
I mean, they could have been what set that house on fire. You know what I mean? They could have been what caused that to happen. I definitely feel like, I don't know, like I know here with our property, I went to like it's like an old courthouse that they have like the municipal stuff and the records and stuff. And I went there, I paid like $2 and got the property history. You can just, like, I just gave him the address and it went back to like 1850.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And that's how I found out about which we had heard rumors there were graves here, and it confirmed it, like people buried here. But I think that may give you some answers. You might be able to like look at the people who lived there before and maybe go out and say, after you get your house protected and you protected, and you know, you might be able to connect with some of these people and help them move on, or you know, see if they need anything.
I don't.
But
Amber, I'm not feeling that any of these things were ever human. And we're talking a band of entities that are working together, and they even call each other's names.
What do they call themselves? What have you heard them say?
Oh, that one of them's Mopsy, Tommy, Cindy, Jim,
okay, yeah.
Mongo.
They're not good. Okay. That's definitely not, if that's the demons talking, that's not their name. You know, they're not going to, a lot of times they won't tell us their real name because that gives you power.
Right. But they're all in this in cahoots together. Never am I picking up, you know, Terry, turn around, do all this good stuff. Terry, we're coming to you, go cry with somebody else. And then somebody pop in that says, Terry, don't listen, or Terry, do this, or Terry, be careful. I'll never get that.
Well, whenever these dark things are out there and they're kind of like right now they think they own the property. So they're going to scare away everything else. Okay. The Sasquatch are scared away. The human spirits are going to kind of stand back. They're not going to compete with these things because these things can torture souls in the afterlife as well. They can take them to other places, like other dimensions, other realms, and make them suffer. So they're not going to mess with them. They're going to be, you know, hiding behind a tree somewhere, hoping they don't get seen by these things. So once these things are gone, you might be able to connect with.
So how is the old woman and the old grandma and the bald guy helping me? If these
because they're your family and they're with you when you need them and when they think they need to help you. They're not trapped there. They can go and do as they please, but they're coming to help you. Like if you're out there walking and you hear and you just get this nudge of intuition and you're like, maybe I should turn around, or that's not a good idea. That's going to be them kind of telling you, turn around. You just that's how they give us those. They help us sometimes. It's just they give us a nudge in the right direction. So anytime you feel that, always trust your intuition because they're not like out there in the woods with them all the time. They're with you.
Okay. I can see that. Well, it's been a trip.
Amber, are you picking up on any Sasquatch on the property, or are they also, you know, staying away because
I definitely think that he did see one, you know, that's and that's when these things were kind of like, hey, he's going to come in the woods now because he liked that, so we're going to pretend to be this. What you could do, Terry, and I've personally done this, reach out to, if you want to, try to reach out to your Sasquatch there and have them help you protect your land. They will help you. They're really great about that. You know, have them say, look, I need help. I'm going to try to get rid of these things, but I need you to keep me protected. We need to work together.
Yeah, because Amber's been doing that. She works with she has a Sasquatch that she works with that helps protect her property, because she does have, you've got like some ancient entities on your property. You've got
Hmm.
those other things. You're like, I don't even know what the heck they
I don't
are.
even know those dog looking. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what
So
it is.
One more thing here, the wife reminded me of the house we live in now wasn't originally built here. This house actually used to be in town, and they rezoned to build a bank. So this house was picked up and moved to the country and set on a new foundation. So the house we live in now hasn't been here since day one. It came from another location, if that means anything.
that's interesting too.
Do you think something came with the house?
Possibly the lady you saw. Okay, the
Oh, well, the
nurse.
nurse. Yeah,
It could
yeah.
have been her house. But I don't think these. I think these things were just kind of in the woods already.
Okay.
I feel like they're old, like they've been around a while. I mean, could they have been conjured up by somebody 80 years ago?
Way back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100 years ago, maybe. Could it have been that dark brown haired lady I saw? Maybe she did voodoo. I don't know. Maybe she did something. I don't know. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know that part of it, but they're definitely came from somewhere. But they're kind of there now, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with them. Get rid of them.
I have been.
Yeah.
I have been.
There may be, you may need to reach out. Maybe we could hook you up and with like an occultist. A lot of them will help. They'll come and they'll help with like demonic kind of things. If the things that Amber, help you and she sends to you and things like that. If those, we can try that avenue too. So we've
Hmm.
got an occultist that we do know, and so that's another option. If
Right.
you know, um, thank you for telling your story on YouTube. Thank you for um, I you know, every time I see one of your videos, I don't know. It just, my heart goes out to you, because
That
because it's a little bit, it's like slow torture, and you know it's got to be kind of what you feel, and that's what this heavy weight, but yet you're so strong in your faith, and I just see that in you and that light in you, and that's
guys, I'm good.
that is what
People
that
people
is.
ask people ask me all the time, how do you deal with this? I don't have
You
to
get
deal with it.
used to it, right? You have to.
I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Me and the Lord are dealing with this.
Right.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
not the least bit scared of any of this.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'd like to just go
Hmm.
back to hunting and the reason, I could have just folded up shop and said, all right, guys, I can't find Bigfoot. I'm done.
Yeah.
But people need to know that this can happen when you're out there walking around the woods talking to yourself with a camera.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
If this can happen here, it can happen anywhere. You know,
Hmm.
we need to protect ourselves.
And even though
Yeah.
they're
It,
attached to the
I
land,
mean, and
sometimes moving wouldn't help it.
I'm a little bit ashamed that it snuck up on me like it did. Really.
Yeah. That's how
having a
they
whole
work.
having a whole life of here, there, whatever. It's got my my sensibility has got me out of a lot of bad places. Like,
Hmm.
Terry, you need to
mhm.
jump out this window right now and get out of this house. Okay, I did that, and it worked out good. But the ghost hunting over the years and this stuff sneaking up on me, and okay, I had this happen and this happened, and then I'm looking for Bigfoot in the woods, and I caught some dude from the past saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" Okay, well, I'll put that in the video, and walk through here. Okay, this gal says, "Yeah, that's a stump." Okay, and it
Mhm.
just kind of creeped in. Okay, I'm getting these EVPs,
Slow.
big deal. People get EVPs all the time, and then next thing you know, they're on
Hmm.
the porch with me at the cabin talking about old girlfriends that's been dead for over 10 years.
Mhm.
If it can happen here, it can happen anywhere, guys.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, the awareness to that fact is something that I think that all of us have been really trying to kind of get across to people. Like, when we're out there and we're searching for cryptids or we're searching for ghosts, right? You got to protect yourself. You have to spiritually protect yourself. I know a lot of people think, they don't believe in the woo, but I will tell you, it's something that's real. Like Terry's talking about, it's real. They're there. They're out there. You may encounter something that you didn't expect. I mean, I personally brought something home unknowingly from an expedition. Actually, Amber was the one that helped me figure out what was going on with and I wasn't really that in tune to my abilities during that time period. And it was just, I didn't know that I knew something was going on because it was my dog at night would literally have to be like on top of me looking like she was looking at something, and she would not get off me. She wouldn't growl or anything like that, nothing vicious, but she would just have to be on me. She wouldn't get off me. It was like something was there. And I ended up bringing home a Native American spirit who's still in my backyard because he doesn't want to move on and he doesn't want to go back where he comes from. But he's happy out there. He doesn't, he's fine.
Right.
But it happens. It happens.
We're out there looking just for sign.
Right.
Okay, we're looking for tracks. We're looking for bent
Right.
trees. We're looking for X's.
Yeah.
We're looking for any little old bent twig, whatever.
Right.
Well, while you're walking around there talking and looking, stuff could be following you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever feel like you brought something home from the woods, from outer space, from hell, whatever, holler at me. But I think you could take care of these things. And I never, like, if I go to locations, like to go paranormal investigating, I typically will never like try to stir things up. But like with this one demonic thing I dealt with here, once it messed with a spirit that lived with me, like I went over there and I'm like, look, buddy, you're not going to win. I was talking crap to him. I'm like, you're not going to win this fight. I'm stronger than you. I'm more powerful. You're going to do what I say and you're going to do it now. And sometimes you have to do that. Okay. People may disagree, but if you cower down and you're like, oh, you can go if you want to, like, they know. Right. You got to show them that you're not scared and that you are stronger, and send them back to source. Send them back to where they came from. Absolutely. Use your words. Our words are so powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they even told, I asked them, why are you guys here? And they come off with this, the light of the earth. And then they started this whole narrative that they're getting on a spaceship and they're going home and all this.
Well, tell them to go. Say, see you later.
Right. But then they turned right around and said, Terry, the light is in you. You're the light of the earth, is what they actually said. So it all comes down to they're trying to break my faith.
See, that's what I told you a little bit ago. They want that light in you. They want that light.
They got their work cut out.
That's what they're after. That's what they're after.
So yeah, I mean, if you ever come across, something that you feel a really bad vibe from, or something that's pushy, or what, don't be afraid to just
I'm not.
tell it off.
I'm not.
Tell them you're going to kick it kind in,
There is a lot that don't make it in a video.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one.
Wow. We have unpacked a lot tonight.
You made it, Marty. You made it.
It.
You was a nervous wreck, but we made it.
Like, because Amber she's really done a lot of things, like for me and readings and helped me with so much. And it's kind of like when she tells me something, it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm tuned in because I know what she's picking up on. I know that she's the real deal. Like like she's done a private reading for me not too long ago. And there was no way she could have known. I mean, even though we know each other really well, she never knew anything about like my past or my family or whatever. And it was just like, she was so dead on. I was like, holy shit, Amber. Like, I was like,
I
oh
know.
my
I
God.
so wish I could have given you a better reading that day. That was like it was bad, wasn't it? I'm so
It was
sorry.
not bad. It wasn't. She kept it.
It was what you for me it was like telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like for me
Yeah.
on my end, I was like, why is this happening? But you understood it.
Yeah. You gave me she gave me like complete validation of everything that I already like had thought, and she just like it was the most liberating thing in the world. I was like, you have confirmed for me something that I've thought my entire life. Like it was the most it was great. I was so happy. And she was like, "Oh, it doesn't seem like it's a good reading." And I'm like, you're telling me the truth. You're giving me the validation.
Absolutely.
Stuff that nobody knows, things that nobody understands. And for her to pick up on these things, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, but
that was a wild one.
it was a wild one. One I will say though, one of the things for me is like as I've been waking up to my abilities, they're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so you're kind of in that cycle now where you're picking up on stuff and you're dead on, Terry. Like this mediumship ability that you have, you might consider like, hey, maybe I should really start practicing a little more with this gift that you have. It's a gift. It's definitely something that an ability you have,
I turned it off for years. I turned it off for years.
Well, you're switched on now, my friend.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah. I mean, we can only run
Let's get
for
rid
so
of these
long,
guys first, and then we'll go from
Exactly.
there.
That's right. And next thing I know, you're going to be posting videos where you're doing like tarot card readings and stuff like that.
Terry, when your soul chose to come back right now, your soul signed up for this. Our souls know so much that our brains don't understand, like that we don't comprehend.
Right.
You signed up for this to get through this. This is one of your lessons.
Right.
And I firmly believe that, like you getting rid of these things, I think you can do this yourself. It may take you doing it every single day for 10 days straight or every single day for a month straight, but I think you can do this, and this is going to build you, and you're going to grow so much from this. Yeah.
Have already.
This is what you were supposed to be doing in a weird sense of way. This is you're where you need to be right now.
Yeah.
The Lord won't put anything on us we can't handle.
Exactly.
That's right.
He'll make us think we can't handle it sometimes, but yeah, I got this, girls. I got this.
Yeah. I know you do. I believe that wholeheartedly.
It's been a trip.
So. Yeah.
Well, I hope that that you get closure, and that because that's what I want from you for you. I want you to be able to enjoy your property and
well, I ain't going nowhere.
And I know, and I know, and I know that you will. And I don't know why, but this is like something that I keep picking up, is that once these things are dealt with, the Sasquatch will come. That's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. I'm feeling like once this is dealt with, they will come. They will come through. I'm not saying that they're gonna like come at you, but I'm just saying I think they'll come to your property, and I think you may see more Sasquatch after this.
Oh yeah, they don't want to deal with these things. They don't like them. They're not going to work with demons. So
yeah, they right. But I feel like that. I feel like that's what I feel like. It's what I'm picking up, and I can't tell you how I know that. I just have like sense of knowing, and it happens whenever it happens. Like I never knew what happened, But that's what I've been feeling like all night. Like that's why I was asked Amber earlier. Like, is she feeling like there are some Sasquatch around? Because that's what I'm picking up. So, but they're not. They don't want to be dealing with these things.
Well, see, when this when this all got really in full swing and the videos went from just going through the woods looking and joking and everything got super serious, I got questioned in even my sighting, because whenever I seen it, I perceived it from from the waist up. I didn't see any legs, and of course they glide when they move. They don't step or bounce.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, maybe these things projected that. Okay. And that's kind of been in the back of my mind, that maybe I didn't see one. I seen what they projected. And then in the last video, I go to the ridge, haven't been up there in 2 months, and here's a stick structure on the ground that big around. Almost stepped on it, you know. And one of these voices say, "Terry, look down." Boom, there it was, you know.
Yeah, they're definitely mimicking things to get
Yeah.
you out there.
Yeah.
Don't camp out right
all the
there right
time.
now. Don't go out there and just like fall asleep. I would be
No,
worried
I ain't
about
gonna
you.
do that. No,
Yeah, don't
I
do
ain't gonna
that.
do that.
I don't
No,
think
I'm
that they
good.
were, I really do believe that they were there at one point. And I think that what I'm picking up is when these things saw that you were interested in the Sasquatch, and then they started their whole mimicking thing. And I feel like then the Sasquatch are like, I'm out, they're like, I'm dipping out of here. And now these things are to get you to keep coming back out and spending time with them and interacting with them and letting them draw from your energy and from your source. It's just snowballed, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I really, because I don't think they were the ones that had the two butt cheeks that you saw on the log. You saw that. That wasn't made up. That's something that you saw that started this kind of journey for you. So I feel like, it just snowballed, and the Sasquatch are like, later, man. Yan
Well,
yan.
I've had 3 sightings, possibly 4. I got one in there that was kind of that really looked convincing, but but haven't had any lately.
Yeah, reach out and ask them, and you can do that in your house. Just be like, hey, just call to them and say, hey, I need you to. I'm going to try to get rid of these things. We're going to work together. I need backup. Just be my backup. Have my back. I got yours. I'm not going to let nobody hurt you. You don't let nobody hurt me. Let's work together.
Well, see, 100%. These voices threaten me with Bigfoot.
Yeah, don't believe them. Don't believe them.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good, bring it on.
They're trying.
He's behind you, Terry. He's going to walk around the corner. Bring it on.
Yeah, like
what I've been waiting on.
They're just throwing everything that they have at you, thinking,
exactly. And nothing's sticking.
Yeah.
And nothing's sticking.
Yeah. But absolutely, I would definitely just start talking to the Sasquatch, literally, because you've got that ability. You have the ability to do it. Just start talking to them. Just start a dialogue or a conversation, and it may just be you just either in your head or speaking aloud, but they know your intent, and literally like kind of work that deal like Amber suggested, like, listen, help me get rid of these things, help protect my property. I don't know. If you need something, I'll you know what I mean? Like, just try to work. I think I believe that's something you definitely can do. For sure.
Yeah.
They're there. They're just not there until these things are gone.
They're in the shadows.
They can still hear you.
Show.
And they can hear you. Because I believe, there's a collective consciousness, I believe, with the Sasquatch. And I know I've been able to tap in a few times. It's interesting. It's interesting. And once you begin to do it, you'll see what we're talking about.
Well, see, that's where I think I actually give these things permission by accident.
In what way?
A year and a half, 2 years ago, we just went to bed and the wife was already asleep, and I'm laying there and a voice in my left ear says, just as plain as day, "Are you ready?" And it made me mad all over. And like I said in a video, I think I commenced cussing and praying and preaching at the same time. And I said, yeah, I'm ready. Bring it on. I was thinking mind speak because I'm all wrapped up in this Sasquatch.
Sure.
I'm all wrapped up in mind speak. This is what this has got to be. People talk about it all the time. And I said, yeah, bring it on. I don't think it was mind speak. I think it was these.
Mm-hmm.
Well, next time if you think you hear something in the house or you just hear a tap or, whatever, open your front door and be like, look, you demonic dumb,
Oh
what?
yeah,
Be like,
been
if
there,
I
done
have to
that.
come outside, I'm going to whoop your hind end all the way back to where you came from. Like, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
threaten them with it.
Take control of
Just
your
Yeah.
space.
Use your
you
voice
take
and
dominion over them.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's my life they want, so
yeah.
Not happening.
So I've got the power over them. Absolutely.
Yes, you do.
We all do.
Yeah,
We all
we
do.
do. Yeah, a lot of people
I think they're
forget.
trying to act like they're more powerful than what they really are. I mean, don't
Oh
get me
yeah,
wrong; they
yeah.
they have power, but these ones, I don't feel like they're like on a
They're
super high demonic level. Okay, they're a little
absolutely
lower on the totem pole.
right. That's
Mhm.
my feelings exactly. It's like, but we got this one voice that comes in every once in a while and says, like this last video, this main one, Mopsy is what he calls himself, is like the foreman. He runs the show. He's also the gopher, does this, does that. And he starts bringing up stuff in this main voice that I heard when I was in second grade, comes in and says, Mopsy, that's not going to work. And he actually says, he's too strong for that now. That's not going to work. Let it go.
Yeah.
Now that they thought that would work a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't. So that ain't going to work now. And basically, Mopsy got scolded over the deal. So we've got this, the way I feel it and the way what I've picked up is we've got this group of lower level demons or whatever that are on a mission to get me. And then this is up here watching. And when they mess up, this steps in and says, do this here, go with it. And then they're back at it again.
See,
And
I don't
after
know
he
if they
got,
work like where
and
they have to have so many kills or so many things, like a video game,
who
and
knows?
then they
That's what
level
I
up.
told.
I don't know.
That's what I
It
told a
sounds
buddy of
like
mine.
it.
I have no idea what the rank and picking order is, But as soon as he was scolded, what did he go back to? Terry, he's behind you. Terry, he's behind you. I've wrote that I've wrote that in videos a million
Yeah.
times. He went back to what little he thinks he can do to scare me. And it doesn't work, and that makes him damn mad. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
wonder
not.
if this cryptid thing is somehow that entity that you came across in when you were a child, the one that used to kind of like go to like watch you at school and stuff like that. Like I wonder if
That was what walked me to what
that
followed me to school was a full body apparition.
yeah,
What
but
come out of
I'm
the closet was a
thinking,
shadow person.
but I'm wondering though if he's projecting. Can that happen, Amber? Can
You're
he?
thinking
It
the
could.
hyena
Yeah.
thing that
But I
Amber
think it's
sees.
more like if we go to the pet store or the animal shelter and adopt a dog or a cat, it's like when
Uh-huh.
two demons go adopt a pet, it's like their pet, It's because
Uh-huh.
I see the two and then that. So there's like three together. But this one I think always stays in like animal form, the one. But if they're
So you
making
don't.
more voices, it's a mimic. You know what I mean? They're mimicking. It's like the two
So
working with this
there's.
this it's like their pet.
Okay. Okay. So even though it seems or it appears that there's like 5 or 6 of them, there really aren't.
I don't see that. I just see the two and then the
Yeah.
dog thing, the hyena thing.
Mm-hmm.
There could be more. Maybe they're just not like showing me that.
Right.
And when you have abilities, like what you saw when you were younger, you're going to see that stuff throughout your life. You're
Trust.
always
Right,
going to have
right,
that. You can't always have light without darkness. You're
right,
never going to
right.
always have light. It's not all fun and games
Absolutely.
and rainbows. Like some people think that. Some people think it's all
Absolutely.
connecting with people who have passed away. That it's just all rainbows and stuff. I mean,
Wrong.
I had a spirit of somebody I was connecting with, for somebody else. This spirit got back in my car and tried to wreck and kill us one night. Like they're not
See, there we
all rosy, you know.
Right.
There's always darkness with that. There's always going to be dark, and if you can't learn to walk through that darkness, you're never going to find the light. So
I run into that when I was in the Army.
You're always
And
going to have that dark.
it's just like getting slapped in the face. It's like everything's fine. Bam. Oh no. And you gotta push through it. You gotta recognize what it is, stand your ground, push through it.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's why, like, when I first got on the show, and I'm like, you know, I see these things, but they have the long fingers. And the last time I saw the long fingers, it was like a demonic thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe it is like this lower level demonic thing. It definitely wasn't human, you know. It's just sometimes sometimes it can take a while to figure out like what they really are, but just knowing their negative energy, you don't need that there.
No. Right. And I'm to the point to where I think all this is the same stuff. I think it's all related. I think all the supernatural is related in one way or the other.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're going to have angels, you're going to have demonic things, you're going to have this and that. Right. And I know somebody that says that, you know, she's done work with OMG, what is her name?
Amy Allen?
No, this is like the demon, the female. What's her name?
Oh,
Lilith. She's worked with Lilith before, but she said Lilith is nicer to work with than angels. Some angels are just like total snobs. Like it goes both ways, you know. There's always the good with the bad. You've got this. You can do this. You've got it. I have no doubt about, you know, you being able to do this. You've got to release that inner. What I say in my book, your inner badassery, release it. You got to use that. You got it.
I haven't used my inner badass in a while. Might feel
you
good
do it. Break open a can on those things. Break open a can on them.
That's it. Well, thank you guys so much for being with me tonight.
Thanks for having us.
You know, like again, like I said, I've been on the receiving end of Amber helping me and giving me confirmation and validation of things that I already, you know, kind of felt and knew. And it's just such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling to get that confirmation. And then you're like, okay, I got my job. I got my marching orders. I know what I got to do. And then, you know, and I'm going to be praying for you, and definitely let me know, text me or call me or email me and be like, hey, I'm going to be out doing da da da, and let me know. And I'll pray for you.
And Marty, send me his email address and I'll send him some homework.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Or you, or if you have Facebook, you get.
I want to thank everybody who watches.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody who watches, because, you know, we started here. We got a lot of subscribers. We dropped. Now we're back. But there's this one group, and they know who they are, who are always there. And I truly, truly appreciate it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hopefully I was able to help a little bit. And
you helped a lot.
You did a lot.
You definitely verified a lot of things that I had thought I had figured out. So thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
Definitely be looking for your suggestions.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys hang on one second. I'm gonna pull you guys down, put you backstage, and I'll join you in one moment. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. I know I wasn't so active with the chat. I'm sorry, but it's just like sometimes I just get very, very like in tune with the guests, and I forget sometimes. I'm sorry. It's still something I'm working on. But thank you guys so much for being here. I definitely want to just really quick say also, you know, I'm still continuing to pray for everyone that's been affected by the hurricane here in Florida, Hurricane Ian. And there's a lot of things that we still need down here in Florida. There's a lot of people who have are left homeless and with a lot of damage. I know it took a toll on me as an empath. I was having a lot of emotional struggles myself because I was feeling the impact of all of it, the confusion, the danger, I was feeling a lot. It was not an easy thing to go through, thank you guys for being patient with me and giving me that break that I needed. You know, to kind of deal with what I had to deal with my family and things here. So thank you guys for being patient, waiting for this show. I love you all, and I will see you next week. I don't have a guest for next week, but I'll think of something. So definitely see us Monday night for Diving in the Depths, 9 o'clock Monday night, and that's going to be a fun show. So we'll see you guys then. All right. Love you all. Have a great night.